Marvel hires Paperboy from Atlanta to be their first gay superhero. Bundy, 718. Yeah. So let's do it. Let's talk about this real quick. I was watching the Vlad interview with Lord Jamar talking about. Actually, cut it off because it was like I have neglected this channel. A lot of new things came up, and I was gonna tackle the Kobe thing tonight. I think it's more appropriate now than when it actually happened. Everybody talking like within hours of his death. So I got some interesting, not too far off from my regular margin, talk about it. But I did really want us to get into it because there's a lot of things that needs to be discussed, especially as it pertains to manhood and masculinity. This is what this channel is really mostly about. We'll talk about everything. We want to be able to be men, like sit down, open up our legs without being told we're man spreading, to discuss our point of view without being told that we're mansplaining and all this other new colorful language. This is just really for regular adults. Adult talk, adult lingo, and from the perspective of a man. So even if a woman comes and sits down and wants to enjoy what we discuss in our point of view, she would sit here and understand, well, this is a man's channel. This would come from the male intellect, so they do not handle adults with kid gloves. We just talk about it like adults, and we expect you to be an adult about it. When we discuss exceptions to the rules, this should already be self-explanatory. We shouldn't have to always step aside for each person that falls outside of a principality to remind people that that's not the norm. We're not afraid of normality. We're not afraid of what's regular. We're not afraid of what's to just discuss shit as it is. And when it comes to this, and the fact that Vlad actually expressed who Paperboy was in Atlanta, the actual character, that he's supposed to be a gangster rapper and whatnot. And again, before even I heard Lord Jamal open up his mouth, I said, let me clip it because I already know where this is gonna go down the road to, and he would be right. I never really was against what he discussed in part about that. It seems like it's a very concerted effort for taking the black masculine, or what seemed as black masculinity within the black community, and making that, attaching homosexuality towards it, almost historically attached to buck breaking, basically taking the strongest amongst them and break them down in front of everyone. The basic idea of that is from the there's a book about Jim Crow, and this teaches you about, some people have argued that it was a plant book, but when you really listen to the book, it's the understanding of how to change the behavior of a human being, in particular the black people. And it was written in the Caribbean by plantation owners to teach you how to, the Willie Lynch letters, that's what it is, the Willie Lynch letters, to teach you how to keep your livestock, your human livestock, basically mentally programmed to stay on the range, to stay on the plantation, and have them basically teach the other ones the little ones to always fear the master, because this is what they would do to you, and they'll teach it, and it's just another way to keep these human beings docile. That said, even if he doesn't go there, that's where I've seen it come from as soon as they said it, because my attitude towards Marvel selecting a new, first of all, it's not the first gay superhero Marvel has had, let alone, from what, superhero, I should say, gay. They had the one of the Russo brothers play the gay character in Endgame, but it was a short scene. But some people would assume, oh, it's not good enough, whatever. They've had one, I do believe, in a superhero in the film. Actually, they do, Valkyrie. But she hasn't had her own movie, but so does this character, and it's a black one. But the thing that they're pushing is the first black gay kiss, and I'm hearing people saying that they cried about it, and it's like, what the fuck if it's normal, it's supposedly normal to you guys, then what would be the tears for? The fact that you're getting accepted? I mean, the fact that you're entering films, this was gonna get there, and if it's a big thing, like, to me, I don't see the first interracial sex scene something to cry about. I mean, if it happens, like, I want to see, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that I'd cry to get acknowledged for your work, and you so happen to be in a film where you did that. I guess then that's like icing on the cake that they're accepting, those type of relationships. But I don't know that it would be the end all be all, like, yes, now I can openly kiss a white woman. It's like, I don't know if I'd cry about it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Even back then, what is it that? I mean, it's just indicative of the change, I guess. So I guess on some level, and I'm trying to hash it out right now, as you can see, because I'm trying to empathize a little bit, because I don't want to go too far off the rails, but we know where I'm going to go with it. Because personally, I don't really care. Like, they exist. If it's in a movie, fine, fuck it. But if you're going to make a big hoopla about it, it's going to take me out the film. It will definitely be a scene that, I mean, if they show it, I don't care. If they do too much with it, it'll probably be one of those scenes that I probably look away, because I'm not going to feed into the extraness of it just because you want to make it more the topic of the agenda. That'll make me tap out of the film, because I don't want to be proselytized this behavior, no matter how I may think of it. I don't want this behavior sold to me, because then now you're making more of a political move as opposed to just a film that happens to have this scene in it. I understand also the understanding of having to put it out there on the table so people are well aware, so it doesn't get sprung onto them. There's a lot of moving parts to the psychology of why you want to put it out there, but it feels like it's trying to sell us this progressive attitude, like you want to get your own Black Panther moment on, like a bunch of gay people will come out and support it in droves, but then a very, very insignificant number in the population and politically strong, make no mistake about it. But in terms of actual population size and bodies in the seats, you got to also think, not all of that them are going to show up. So if they're a fraction of a fraction, you're expecting to boost it. I don't know. Now, you would have to make it a political thing. Now, when you move and make it a political thing, then you may bring people out that want to politicize this because of other agendas they're trying to attach and sliding up underneath it. Then, only then, you may get a boost into it. So these adjunct groups that the political arm of the LGBTQ community can gain them for bodies in the seats. And there's a higher probability of that being the way that would work out for you to want to make this hard turn towards a group in terms of just population size, that won't really impact the box office significantly, considering that the reality is you won't get 100% of that small demographic in, so you're still gonna have to lean on, if you're gonna push it politically, then that's how you get the women involved. That's how, because through those adjuncts, then you may get them to feel like they want to champion this and come down here to see it. You know what I mean? It's just a way to adjunct them, and then you get like say you get feminists and then black feminists. That's how you would want to try and bring them in via those causes. The comic book community, you don't want to push it too far, that those, because you were going to get them regardless. So the only thing you can do is, in your quest to get the others, you may rub them wrong and push them out. So you want to be very all-inclusive, because the comic book community is still a very strong community politically, though in size they are not. That's why they get the shaft a lot, because you're trying to get the general audience, because they are those that's going to drive these films into the billions. So the circle is all around now. My personal perspective, I really think it's just a highly obvious agenda-driven thing, especially when you see that they're trying to grab and quote-unquote what's seen as alpha in the black community, the black male thug rapper, and then you're trying to effeminize that image. And it's interesting because the openly gay characters are the black ones in the Marvel universe. If you really look at it, there's questions about Carol Danvers, but they make no they have no, I mean, well, I won't say it's that overt, but it's pretty overt that Tessa Thompson's character Valkyrie is homosexual, if not bisexual. So then now you want to push this brother in there, and then I think the guy that he's with is a man of color, which is like, if they're Eternals and they're around since the beginning of time, unless they reproduce, they definitely won't be. So it's almost like the two black characters that you went out to way to make inclusive cannot actually produce anything out of their union. So if you want to look at it from a different level, it's like, why is it those are the guys? We always get those in these type of films where it seems like they'll produce nothing, but they're characters that exist all throughout times, and it's if you don't have but 4 minorities amongst all of them, minority groups, if you're going to have a homosexual, you make sure it's the minorities first before anyone else. And it's like, well, then they can't produce anything, so you only got 2 of the minorities, and if you have minority groups, more than likely, they're not all going to be black specific, so the black ones will definitely take the gay role. And that's what it seems like. But I'm going to be fair, that's also to a degree if you want to look that deep into it. Now, me personally, it'd be a lie to say that I don't see it. It'd be a lie to say that it's not there, because we've seen it so many times. That is it that far off? Am I that far off by looking into it this deep? That's the real question. Personally, this agenda is being pushed out there, whether you like it or not, agree with it or not. Now, I myself will still see the film. Now, if they make it a bigger deal, which I have a feeling they won't, because that's going to rub a lot of people wrong. I'm sure they're going to take one of the safest kisses. It probably won't be no open mouth thing, or they'll turn over to the side. No matter how they recorded it, how it will be showed in the film will probably at its most tasteful. Because remember, this is the Disney Channel, and you can't ease that on a conservative family so hard, because I think that's a strong portion of their family audience regardless. And you got to still remember, this is a business, and the mouse is trying to make money, not just politics. They want to be at the forefront of the cachet, of course, to be that they're the so progressive, we're progressive, fingers off the glass, and try to make themselves look real high society with it, of course. because they want the bragging rights. And we already know this is coming regardless, so might as well be at the forefront of it. So business-wise, I get it. But realistically, as a human being, as an individual, I've never really took a opinion on any of this, and eventually I will. I'll let you marinate on it because I do want anybody to latch onto this channel, and they don't know my position on it because this has no reason for my position on it per se. You probably get an idea of it, but if you pay attention to the channel, how I come at everything, you understand it's not always what you think the way you think it, but it might not be too far off if you pay attention to how I think. But with all that being said, just my perspective on it is I just don't like the push of it. I just don't like this being the thing that you're gonna hang don't hang the movie on this. Please don't. Because it'll alienate your audience. And then guys like me that are, let's just say, we'll still go see the movie. That's one thing. No matter what our position is. Because I don't want you to have a hard line just yet. I want to see who finds this channel and acts like a dick. But in any event, one thing I have no problem discussing is I don't like being sold any kind of particular point of view. And when I say sold, I mean I have no problem with the film if you're dealing with a character that is gay. I just got a problem when you go out of your way to politicize it and sell it, because then it's unnatural. It's very unnatural. And even though that's kind of like a misnomer in a sense, if you want to look at it and from that kind of perspective, still, it's something that I think that, especially because we have to be socially responsible as adults, that I don't think that it's a lifestyle that you sell to kids. I think that no matter what, we should always be honest at all times, even while being inclusive and understanding to other people. I think we do need to be realistic that it's not natural by definition. So to sell it to kids, you're more inclined to damage them, even by the numbers of, even if you think that these can naturally occur by the numbers, they were supposed to be an insignificant number, because how do you create human beings? Well, you can't create human beings through sexual relations, through homosexual relations. You can't. So by definition, it's not natural to human beings. Like, that's just a fact. Like, it's not rocket science. So by that, the psychology behind it. And if you ask me, for kids, if you ever listen to homosexual kids talk about how they grew up and all the inadequacies they went through by being something that they weren't, this and the third, which I totally believe that these are true experiences. Is it fair to do it the other way to kids that are probably straight, but you're making it like whatever issue they may personally have, maybe you're gay and you throw that at them, that they start living a gay lifestyle that's not true to them, that may psychologically scar them just the same as a gay kid thinking that they need to be straight just so they could acclimate themselves into society just like any normal person could. It's the same, maybe even worse the other way, because the high probability is that they're straight, and by just working those numbers out on its own, I just don't think it's a thing that you should be pushing. But that's all I got to say on this. Let me know what you guys think, man. Am I a little far off on my position? Let me know something. Bundy, 718. Oh, and hold up. I already know what's going on out there. We're going to discuss what's going on with the virus and everything. But I want to just like everybody else, man. We gotta keep our life is going on. Let's keep living our lives. Let's not let things distract us, because we got other issues, social, that's going on in this world. The breakdown of our relationships between the sexes, and all different types of things that we do need to discuss, that we need to be cognizant about as human beings, so we can at least be adults to each other. And with that being said, this being a new issue and that's happening worldwide, we need to first be adults about it, stay calm, and still be civil to each other, because I'm hearing a lot of things going on out there where we're not being civil to each other. We're not treating each other like human beings, and fear will do this, and I understand it, but we can't let our fears take us to a place where we're just disrespectful to each other. Hey man, we'll talk about it on another video, but let's just stay focused. Let's be safe. Take our proper precautions, but let's not be dicks about it. Bundy.